Hello everyone, welcome to the Universal Group of Institutions. Balochistan, a nation chained by Pakistan, exploited by China but ready to rise with India by its side. India is not just the world's largest democracy, it is the protector of democracy and human rights in South Asia. Whether it was liberating Bangladesh in 1971 or defending the rights of the persecuted minorities, India has always stood for justice against tyranny. In 1971, India broke Pakistan once, helping 75 million people in East Pakistan become free Bangladeshis. Today, Balochistan is calling, a land colonized, looted and brutalized for over 7 decades. It's time for India to lead again. The world ignored Bangladesh until India acted. The same is true for Balochistan now. The truth that Pakistan hides, that Balochistan was never theirs. When British India was partitioned in 1947, the Khanate of Kalat, which ruled most of today's Balochistan, declared independence on 15th August 1947. Just like India, the British treaties had granted it autonomy. But in March 1948, Pakistan invaded and forcefully annexed it against the will of its people and their elected assembly. The Khan was coerced, dissenters jailed, and military occupation began. This was not a merger, it was purely colonization. The 5 uprisings that prove Balochistan has never surrendered. Balochistan's yearning for freedom has echoed in every generation. The first one, in 1948, Prince Abdul Karim led the first rebellion right after annexation. The second, in 1958, martial law was imposed to crush protests against Pakistani land seizures. Third, from 1962 to 1963, resistance sparked again in the Mari and Mengal tribal belts. Fourth, from 1973 to 1977, Pakistan launched massive airstrikes to suppress a full-fledged insurgency. Fifth, from 2004 to present, the modern Baloch movement, now global, continues despite brutal crackdowns. Every uprising proves one truth: Balochistan was occupied and not integrated. A land of gold and gas looted by occupiers. Balochistan is Pakistan's economic engine, yet its poorest region. 36% of Pakistan's natural gas comes from Sui, but Baloch homes still burn firewood. It holds world's largest untapped gold and copper deposits at Reko Dik. Massive reserves of coal, iron, chromite, barite, lead and uranium remain unprocessed or stolen. Offshore petroleum and gas fields in the Arabian Sea remain underexploited. This isn't development, it is systematic plunder for Pakistan and now increasingly for China. CPEC, China's neo-colonial gateway through Balochistan. The China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, that is known as CPEC, worth $62 billion, is Beijing's shortcut to Arabian Sea, cutting through Baloch lands. But this so-called development offers no jobs, no rights, and no future for the Baloch. The Gwadar port, now surrounded by Chinese security forces, is a fortress, not a port for locals. Tribal communities are being forcibly displaced with no compensation. Chinese companies get tax breaks while locals get bullets for protesting. Balochistan is being sold to China while Pakistan keeps the profits and Baloch people suffer in silence. Karima Baloch, the voice they feared even in death. Among the many Baloch voices demanding justice was Karima Baloch, a brave human rights activist who exposed Pakistan's crimes at the UN. In 2020, she was mysteriously found dead in Canada, where she had taken asylum. Her family and community believed the ISI was behind it, a chilling example of Pakistan's cross-border terror. But Karima's courage lives on, and her death has turned her into a matter for Balochistan's national freedom. Strategic depth, the land and sea that scare Islamabad. Balochistan is not small or symbolic, it is massive and strategic. With more than 3,47,000 square kilometers, it's 44% of Pakistan's total land. If independent, it would be the 41st largest country in the world, ahead of Italy and the UK. And then there is the coastline. Pakistan's total coastline is just over 1,000 kilometers and Balochistan controls 750 kilometers of that. If Balochistan gains independence, Pakistan is left with just around 250 kilometers, losing Gwadar, naval bases and access to global trade. That is why Islamabad will do anything, lie, kill and suppress to hold on to Balochistan. A hidden tourism paradise awaiting freedom. Balochistan isn't just about minerals and conflict. It is also one of South Asia's most beautiful, untouched landscapes. Hingol National Park, with its desert, wildlife and surreal rock formations like the Princess of Hope. The sacred Hinglaj Mata Temple, a site of pilgrimage for Hindus across India. The scenic Makran Coastal Highway and beaches at Ormara, Pasni and Gwadar. The Mehergarh archaeological site, older than Mohenjo-daro. Under this oppressive regime, this potential is buried, but a free Balochistan could become a thriving tourism and cultural hub. The diaspora, Baloch voices that won't be silenced. Across Oman, UAE, Sweden, UK, Canada and beyond, the Baloch diaspora is alive and active, organizing protests and campaigns, publishing reports on human rights and violations, engaging lawmakers, media and international courts, keeping Baloch identity, language and history alive. This diaspora is Balochistan's global spine and a major reason Pakistan fears international attention. India's role, from moral support to strategic engagement. India has long spoken against Pakistan's double standards, but now it's time to act. Just like it does with Taiwan, India can engage Balochistan without formal recognition. First of all, establish a Balochistan Affairs Desk under the Ministry of External Affairs. Second of all, allow Baloch leaders in exile to organize and represent their cause. Third of all, support the creation of a Baloch government in exile. Fourth, provide scholarships, asylum and humanitarian aid to Baloch refugees. Fifth, raise the Baloch issue at the UNHRC, EU and G20 forums. Sixth, collaborate with like-minded democracies to document and expose Pakistan's war crimes. Seventh, promote Baloch media, culture and academic studies in Indian institutions. India can strategically weaken Pakistan by recognizing the reality. Balochistan is not part of Pakistan. It is under occupation. So now we have come to the conclusion. Balochistan will be free and India must be on the right side of history. Balochistan is not just a region, it is a nation. A nation that has resisted for 75 years, a nation that continues to bleed for its freedom, a nation whose time has come. Just like 1971, India must rise, not just with words, but with will, wisdom and strategy. Let Pakistan tremble, let tyrants panic. Balochistan will rise and India will stand with it. Jai Hind, Jai Balochistan, let truth, justice and freedom roar louder than tyranny.